Welcome back, Vault Dwellers and Wastelanders. So, as you can see from the title, you might be a little confused as to where in the heck we are for this time's settlement. Right now, if I give you a little hint, we are right outside of Hubris Comics. That name kind of cracks me up. Ba-dum-bunch. Okay, bad joke. So anyway, yes, we are right outside Hubris Comics, and we are at Trinity City. This is not an actual real settlement. This is something I've used for the Workshop Anywhere to basically make my own settlement right here at Trinity Plaza, Trinity Church, so on and so forth. By now you're probably understanding exactly where we are, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got. So out here we have one of our main gates. We have two gates going in and out of Trinity City. I use the really tall junk walls to put these all together. So let's go ahead and head inside and take a look. So inside here I cleaned up everything, got rid of all the junk that I possibly could get rid of, and started rebuilding and making my own little city here. Even went as far as repairing some of the buildings here. This building was missing probably about half of what you see here. If you're familiar with the textures, you know exactly which parts here are fake and which ones were the originals. So about in here, put some grass, some trees, tried to dress everything up, get some lights, and just like I did for Hangman's Alley Extended, I put doors in all the buildings to kind of make things look a little more lived in and make it look like there's actually people here. Obviously with this one here, this one's pretty lively, and I did put a full interior in here. I went in and scrapped my way through this building to get access to it and basically rebuilt it from the inside out. So down here we have a living room, a couple of couches, coffee table, TV. Back in here, this is where they keep their dirt, and this is also where their bathroom is. Nice little tidy spot to kind of stick this in here, and unfortunately I couldn't get rid of the dirt, so that's where they keep their dirt. And headed upstairs here, we have a kitchen and dining area, complete with a little breakfast nook. And this clock right here, that actually was part of the original building. I just kind of left it because it was neat. And up here we have our bedroom. So yeah, like I said, I did rebuild this entire building. Just about everything here was missing. That white section of wall, that was original. I think that brick is also original, but then everything else you see here is what I added, minus those two wall textures. Even the floors, as you can see, that doesn't quite match up. That was using the Place Anywhere tools to kind of glitch these into place. But there you go. We have an actual apartment building in here where you have a place where our settler can live. And so headed out here, again, like I said, grass, so on and so forth. This is the Workshop Anywhere. Unbeknownst to me, this is still a fairly new mod for me. You can make your settlements quite large using this thing. When you first activate it, you get like a default size, but I had no idea the last time I'd used it was with my London Bridge build, but you can actually pick that sucker up when you're in workshop mode and move it around to make your settlement much larger, which is how I was able to make Trinity City here as big as it is. So again, put in some new lights, and I'm making these buildings look like they are used and lived in. I repaired the glass here and put some paintings in here, so it looks like this is actual art gallery. And then right next door to it, I did kind of the same thing, a little frame rate drop. Any of you that play with and go anywhere near the city, you know you're gonna get it. I am using another mod that does help with it, and makes it a little bit more playable in downtown Boston if you're on console. I will have that listed in the description. Basically what that mod does is it gets rid of a lot of the excess garbage that's in the game, like all these little bits. It's hard to explain. I do have a tutorial coming up where I will give a full explanation on it. But it does remove a lot of that stuff and makes it so that you can go in downtown Boston, but you're still going to get frame rate drop every once in a while. So anyway, this is Trinity Trinkets. I put in, again, repaired the glass, put in some displays here, some lights to kind of make it look like an actual store. That was actually kind of a little neat thing that I put together at the very end there. Hadn't planned on until I started looking at it, and the idea just kind of popped in my head. So this is the main focus of this whole place. This is Trinity Church here. Went about and cleaned all of the garbage up off of it and put in some lighting so that I could light up the entire church. Up there, there's no buildable surfaces, so I'm using nav mesh, which is part of USO, and they're invisible, and then I can use CVA, which is custom vanilla assets, to get these lights that are also invisible. The ones I'm using for up there are the omnidirectional ones where they push light in all different directions. That's just something that's part of, I guess, the game's engine or whatever for when they do lighting effects. With CVA, you can actually get access to that and use that kind of stuff, and that's how I get also all the light, extra light that you see on the floors here. You can't see them and interact with them unless you're in the workshop menu, but there's one sitting like right around here, which is why there's so much light right here. But yeah, there's Trinity Church. I tried to make a settlement inside the church, and yes, it can be done, but I can't interact and scrap like just about everything in there, so it was kind of a lost cause, so I just decided to do it outside here. And so out here I'm using another mod called Grounded, which gives you access to things like the grass, these curbs. If you've seen my other builds with roads and whatnot, that's part of it. Gives you all the different textures from all the different areas of the game. Replaced all the trees here, redid all the lighting on everything, lit up the Nuka Cherry sign red again, just like I did in my Starlight build. So, again, even with using some of the nav mesh, these guys still end up falling through the floor. It's not perfect, but I do try to place them all around the different gates and whatnot. Actually, I didn't even show that before, but there is supposed to be a couple of guys. Let's see if they're actually up there, up here on the main gate, watching over. Yeah, they're there. One's facing the wrong direction, but, you know, that's just the way this game is. Alright, so on with the tour. Again, I redid all the roads, cleared everything out, put up all the lighting, tried to keep all these original signs matched up with the lampposts. So back over here we have what's called Gunner's Alley. This is also another building here that I rebuilt. There's no real interior on this one. The size of everything just didn't make sense to try to squeeze stairs and whatnot in there, so I just kind of left that empty. So Gunner's Alley, restricted access. And yes, this is very bright red. This is another mod called Colored Lights. These are actually some of the new ones that they put in when they redid it, I don't know, a while ago. And they are quite bright. So here we have no sign, but just mongrel dog head. Over here we have the eraser. All problems solved. Except for that one. And here we have Bert's Guns, and he's open for business. We got weapons, guns, ammo, and mods. So inside here, we have fully stocked shelves. That's another mod. I will have that listed in the description. And basic workshop, store front here. You can't interact with any of this stuff. This is all part of that same full shelf thing that also gives you stores that have fully stocked shelves, and some more stuff in there, and you can get all kinds of fancy storefronts. This is one that I felt was more fitting. So back here we have a couple of unmarked graves, so you don't want to mess with Bert. You don't want to get on his bad side. And so that's Gunner's Alley. Small, simple, but kind of gets the point across. Over here a room for rent, but can't even get in there. Again, I put doors all over the place to try to make this place look like, you know, it's more lived in. And we're doing a night tour because I wanted to show off all of the lighting and talk about that kind of stuff as well. Alright, so over here we have what is known as the underground. I built into the underground parking plaza here. So we open our garage door and head down to the security goers. And we have security guards here. They, you know, taking care of all the business. You know what I'm talking about. And so in here, the underground, this is kind of the shady spot where you can go and buy things that you normally couldn't buy at the other stores. That's why it's called the underground. You got robo parts, armor from some crazy armor looking dude, and a really weird looking guy who looks like he's into S&M and leather skins, and apparently trading ghouls or something, who knows. I did have one in both of these cages, but every time I'd put one in this one here on the left, he would just glitch out. He'd be pushing up against the side. Next thing you know, boom, he is off to the side and walking around freely. But if I put the one there on the right, he kind of stays still. So over here, just a vault door that leads to the outside of the city. A couple of guards here. This is normally supposed to be another entrance like the other one, but I didn't want to put another garage door, so I kind of put this in place and called it a day. So, yeah, this is the underground. This is where you get all your shady dealings and miscellaneous items that you can't find at the other stores. Oh, it looks like we're getting rain, so we're going to get even some more frame rate drop. I've noticed that when I'm in the city, even with the mod that helps with the frame rate and all that, as soon as it starts raining, forget it. So, this name might look a little familiar to some of you Harry Potter fans. I was trying to figure out what to do with this place, and it is an alley, and next thing I know, we got Diagon Alley. So, fake storefronts, there's nothing inside any of them. This was basically just about the looks with the lighting and so on and so forth, and threw in all of these gas lamps and so on and so forth, and we got this little gem sitting here, and if you notice,
let's trade.
It's kind of hard to tell, not at this moment, but she is sitting on top of a nav mesh, which actually makes her float just a little bit above the ground there. But that's the only way I could place her there. But yeah, this is Diagon Alley. And so over here we have the library slash train station. There's some more frame rate drop. And over here, this one is normally boarded off. I was able to remove that to make it look like it is fully functional, and it actually is. If you head down this side of the tunnel, just like you do on the left side, it will take you down into the train station. And so over here we have our other gate. There's only 2 gates in and out, and I kept them both on this straight road going the whole way through, and I don't know where he came from, but let's take care of some business here. And he's gone. Moving along. That's a mod right there, of course. That's a minigun that shoots missiles. Comes in very, very handy. So yeah, this is Trinity Plaza slash Trinity City. I put in the doors here. I replaced all the lighting on this building to fix it all up. Same thing with everywhere around here. We've got another wall here with some guards that fell through. And yeah, hope you guys really liked this one. This one was probably the most excruciatingly painful build I've ever had to do. Just everything, because this is not a real settlement, everything was a pain. Trying to use the Place Anywhere tool, it just would not grab onto items, and it was just fighting tooth and nail to get everything done the way you see here. Scrapping things to clean up, not a problem, but literally building everything in this place was just a complete and total nightmare. Probably took 2 to 3 times longer to build than any other place I've ever worked on where I wasn't doing a whole heck of a lot. I mean, you see there's only a few places here, and that's just because I kind of gave up. It was just a nightmare, just to say the least, a complete and total nightmare. But I got it done, and hope you guys enjoyed it. I got more videos planned. I am looking into doing a walkthrough. As I've said before, I'm just looking into the equipment that I need to get. The microphone that I use to do these videos does not work with my computer. This is all on PlayStation 4, but all in due time. Just be patient. I do have a job, I do have a life, so this is not #1 priority, but I do try to put these out there because I know you guys enjoy them, get some inspiration from them. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me on Facebook under the same name, Spooner D. I talked to a few of you guys on there, shared some ideas, thoughts, so on and so forth, and yeah, if you want to find me on there, go ahead and find that page, like it, and feel free to reach out to me. Until next time, don't get irradiated.